Guys, it's T90, and I have an interesting game for you today. First and foremost, quick explanation. This is a older game. This is like 4 to 6 years ago. Very, very old. So keep that in mind because my spectator dashboard, certain things are not going to be working. Like the age, it's going to say dark the entire time. However, on the right hand side, it will have the correct age. Um, as well as it when I toggle between these things, most of those things are not going to work. So I am going, and also the researches on the right hand side will not work just because. Well, I'm not sure if the spectator dashboard was invented then. I'm going to guess it was not, but mostly it has to do with the patch. So because of that, we are going to have to do things on the fly, but it will be worth it. Let's do quick explanations. And also, another quick explanation, I have been ongoing some medical treatments, and it foregoes anesthesia. So I got home from that about 3 o'clock today, and if I am not as verbose or accurate with my words, I apologize because it is obviously mentally straining, not to mention the actual procedure itself, which I won't get into. So let's quickly introduce the teams here. I think you are going to like what we have in store, and we are going to speed it up as well, okay? Because it's going to be quite a long game to get to where we need to be. Here we have Impaled Christ playing in the yellow as the Saracens. And he is the flank for his team. So this is obviously Oasis as well, guys. Probably going to see a bit of walling. I apologize, that wasn't really explained, but probably what we're going to see. Now, Impaled Christ on the right as the Saracens in the yellow. Now, we do have a gray player. It doesn't look like he's there. Sometimes I lose the gray player. There we go. We have Silence, who I will call. Silent playing as the Celts as the pocket for this team. Then we have the other pocket, Slipknot Blood, playing as the Teutons. And his flank is Mars, playing as the Spanish. And very nice civs. Very fun map to play as well. I actually am in the mood for a Oasis game. There's lots of resources. It's a big boom. You know, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, the opponents then. So down here, we have CSE Ain't. And CSE, he's playing as the Goss, and it also looks like he's doing a bit of a drush as well. So we will actually go to his point of view. There we go. He's going to drush. But unfortunately, it looks like he very well may meet a wall. We will pay attention to that. His pocket is El Clan Alive, and if you are not familiar with him, he is a very, very well-known player. I believe he's Brazilian as well. Then his pocket is FA7CAO. We will call him FA, playing as the Britons, and then FA's flank is Rockley, and he's playing as the Persian. So interesting civs. As you can see, the wall off is already starting on both these sides, and we're going to see a lot of booming. Now, finding the wall here with the drush, CSE, and it looks as though he hasn't created any extra militia because of that. He very well may have made a militia just to help out with the wolves. Who knows? These guys are not noobs. They are good players. You will see that they are able to really do some really nice stuff later in the game. But this is obviously going to go late game. We have a lot of walling, and because of that, we're going to see booming as well. So I just needed to of course, speed it up, and I think you guys should appreciate that. So, interesting civs though. Like with the Saracens here with Impaled Christ, and then of course with Pick Lee. He's Celts, and Impaled Christ is Saracens. Both of them get Siege Onager. Both very strong late game civs. And so that's going to be interesting on this side because we are up against Persians, does not get Siege Onager. We are up against Britons as well, not get Siege Onager. And so that's very, very, very interesting, I think, the civ choice. I like the fact it's not mirrored. Now, Over on this side, getting up Market and Blacksmith. Nice little boom from Mars. But anyway, so here we have Spanish, and I believe, where is it? I'm going to just verify before I say it. Teutons. So we have Teutons. Teutons do get Siege Onager, so we have Teutons and Spanish. Both of those guys get Paladin. Both of those guys have Gunpowder. Versus Goths, no Siege Onager, of course, but Gunpowder. And Vikings. Vikings obviously have a great economy, but I can't see them as a great late game civ. They're probably going to only go Arbalest, maybe Pikeman or Champion, or maybe Elite Berserks, I don't know, depending, but they're kind of limited in what they do. So, it will be interesting to see what happens. So, again, notably, we have Goths, we have Vikings, we have Britons and Persians, so no Siege Onager for the team at the bottom. So we'll say El Clan's team versus Mars team on this side certainly has 3 units that are 3 civs that have Siege Onager. You know, he's the only one that doesn't. So, and of course, we know that the Persians are very strong. So, getting up their multiple TCs, and one thing that is accurate, though it says Dark Age on the bottom, guys, is the total Vil count. So you can all see they're not too different. But you notice that FA7 and El Clan Alive, very strong right now, nearing 40 villagers. And both these guys, obviously good players. It's very, very, like, distant game. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Late game? No. Old game. Man, I couldn't think of a 3-letter word. Very, very old game, so I don't know. I'm not familiar with FA7, but obviously he's very good at booming for sure. We'll see what his unit choice is later in this game and what he chooses to do. He's got 4 TCs up already, and we are just going to wait till Imperial, it looks like, because lots of walling happening from these guys. Of course, you know, the Goths player could, like, drop a castle on this TC here, but doesn't look like he's going to do that. He is aware that TC's there as well. Doesn't look like he's going to do that. He's getting up multiple TCs. Just a lot of booming. Lots of walling. And I'd really like to see later in the game that someone gets in and gets all this fishing, because that's like, that's so nice. That'd be really nice. See some fire ships, some galleys in there. It'd be really nice. But that's not specifically what this game is going to bring you. I know what it's going to bring you, but I can't tell you. So it's going to be interesting, and I will alert you the reason that you should be excited later in the game. Now, notably, guys, this isn't played and explored, so these guys aren't going to be aware of, like, any resources in the middle. They're also not going to be aware of, like, how short the wood is to the water, or, like, what location. Like, for example, if I were El Clan Alive, I would put, like, my lumber camps, like, instead of here, I would put it, like, here, because I would know if it was played and explored that that's closest to get to the water. And in a long game, I could probably do that, but it's not played, you know, on explored, so he's not going to have that visibility. But 1, 2, 3, 4... And of course he has his other one there is his starting TC for El Clan Alive. Already playing as a Viking, so it's going to be very strong. Getting out his university, getting out his market, or his university and his monastery, excuse me. And he's just booming so hard. Very strong boom. And, you know, I will say that the weakest player on the map right now is CSE Ain't, which kind of levels things out, just because El Clan Alive and FA7 are very, very strong. Broccoli on this side, he's not too shabby. He's a 67 builds right now. He has a couple TCs running, 3 TCs running, but I mean, compared to 5 soon to be of El Clan Alive, which of course will be dormant, because he's going to hit a certain Vil count and stop. But, you know, is just not going to match up to it, especially because El Clan Alive is the Vikings, so he's going to be very strong. Now, again, these guys are going to be clicking up to the next stage shortly, guys, so it's going to be interesting to see what these guys go for. Mars could go for Conquistadors, he could go for Paladin, and Mars, it looks as though getting handcart now, building a little bit now. These guys sending some villagers over, Slipknot sending some villagers over to start building a barracks or two, and possibly build some stables for Paladin. Up comes the castle, and probably conquistadors. Wouldn't be surprised. He still has a lot on stone there, though it's not really efficient. And does he have any other stone around? You would imagine he would. I imagine it'd be scouted as well, but I wonder if he walled it out. Wow, that's very close to the wall, and that's gonna be really, really bad. You know, this is the first real action I can think of 30 minutes in the game. His other stone is on the front. That's not good. Over on this location, obviously siege workshops for the Celts player, and you know, Silent Pickly, he's gonna be getting out some onagers. We're obviously going to have the Britons player coming on this side, so not aware of that actually, but it's gonna be really nice for him that he's gonna get out some siege onagers, and it's gonna be really nice to get out some Woadies as well, because on this side, with the Persians, if they were to possibly make, you know, any trash to deal with anything that the Saracens make, you know, like Mamelukes or Cav Archers or something, the Woadies are really strong against that. I can't say the Woad Raiders are really all that strong against Paladin, which the Persians player will probably create, but we'll see. And of course the Persians could do gunpowder, and of course, I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up. We just have to see how these guys utilize their matchups. There we go. Castle up for El Clan Alive, and it is on that stone. So I liked the fact that this wall came up early, but I didn't like the fact that it was so forward. And because of that, you know, he doesn't have all that much stone. He is going to have enough for a second castle. He is going to make some conquistadors on the way up. And I will tell you guys, I am going to keep this sped up a little bit longer, because again, the important part of this game is actually a little bit later. So we're going to keep it sped up a little bit longer. Rams coming in from FA7, from El Clan Alive, who are obviously the strongest players on their team. And forward stone on this side as well for Impaled Christ. Has some elite longbowmen coming in, getting a lot of upgrades on them as well, 6+4 range, and they're going to be able to deal with those villagers pretty easily. And more rams coming in, this side, lots of arbalest, and now when we slow things down just a little bit, just to see what the choice is. So Mars, he's making conquistadors, he's got a conscription, but he only has 2 castles. All his other stones pretty much denied. It's not really the best. Looks like we have Paladin coming in from Slipknot. Paladin's actually going to be really strong, but the thing is that we have CSE 8 here, and he could just spam Halbs, and the Halbs are going to be really, really important in this fight, you would think. On this side, really, really good push from FA7, but he doesn't really have any upgrades. He doesn't really have the mass, and siege onagers, or just regular standard onagers, I'm sorry, not siege onagers yet. I just want the siege onagers so badly. Onagers getting some good hits in there on those elite longbows, and elite longbows are going to have a heck of a time against these onagers in this game, I feel. Getting out some trebs though, lots of trebuchets, you know, lots of siege from the Britons player, which is really surprising, but really aggressive. Getting out a lot of trebs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gonna try and take out the castles from this Celts player. I never understand why players build castles on the front like this, because then you just lose them all, and you can't run behind your walls. But it's happening. He's gonna lose a castle. You could try and repair it, but that's a lot of trebs. And over on this side, the push is happening as well. Again, we still don't have any Halbs from CSE 8, but they will come in, you would think. Also doesn't really have all that many upgrades, and if he doesn't really support with fully upgraded Halbs and strong Halbs, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for just El Clan to hold on here. El Clan, of course, going to be going primarily Arbs. Possibly, he has pikemen as well, which are decent, but I mean, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. On this side, castle did go down, and now it's a bit of a treb war. Plugging this hole in the wall for now, and Villager's possibly going to go down. Treb going to go down. Sometimes the villagers always go down around the Treb. And some decent shots there with the Onager on a Trebuchet and taking one down. Very nice. And back on this side, Ram coming in, not really doing all that much damage. Again, kind of a forward castle from El Clan Alive, but it kind of signals his intent to push forward. You know, Slipknot Blood, it's always like the last person. Is he getting the Paladin upgrade? Again, Spectator Dashboard isn't working, so I have to do it manually. He doesn't have the Paladin upgrade yet coming in, and you would think that Paladin upgrade would be really huge. To push through here, they could delete the walls and push out. That's not really all that much in the way of units, and there's only +1 defense on these halbs too. But Castle going down from Mars, and that's his only one remaining, or that's his second one remaining. Now, in come the Siege Onagers. There's a lot of Trebs there. The Siege Onagers obviously getting the upgrade in. There's 2 Trebs down. 1, 2, 3 Trebs down actually that I can count. There's 4. And can he get another one? I don't know, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 Trebs. There's quite a lot of them there. There's only 3 remaining. That was a really nice win. Really nice win for Impaled Christ's team and for Silent Pickling in particular, who made that move. Looks like Paladin upgrade's going to be coming in just now for Slipknot Blood. I am still on his point of view. But El Clan Alive is just continuing to push here. Really nice push. And I'm going to just speed things up because we have a lot of game left. This castle, which was on the front, as a Paladin comes in for Slipknot Blood, this castle's probably going to go down to these bombard cannons, you would think. I don't see it staying up, to be completely honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of Paladin there. There's a lot of elite conquistadors. And I don't see it staying up. Well, on this side, it's a bit of a standoff. And lots of trebuchets again from FA7. And FA7 really going hard. In fact, he has like just as many trebs right now as he has other attacking units in Elite Longbow. And that's really, really interesting. Back on this side, Castle's still staying up because it's being repaired. Really nice that repair is coming in. Villagers being sent back, looks like to mine some extra gold from Mars. And Mars the player, that is. And, you know, with the Paladin upgrade coming in shortly, it's kind of bad for Slipknot Blood that he doesn't have all that much remaining. There's a lot of ARPs here. They're doing a fair amount of damage. These halbs have more upgrades now. And this castle on the hill has held for now. And this has been a really nice push on this left side. They have a long way to go. They have a long way to go for sure. Back on this side, lots going on. Lots of trebuchets. In fact, I'm really interested to see how many trebuchets that is specifically. Broccoli has come into the base. He's pushed in very strong. There's camels. I choked on my own throat. There's camels now coming in from Impaled Christ, who really hasn't done that much, but suddenly he's taking the score lead, getting heavy camels, and has 170 HP on them as well. It's going to be really nice if he could take out this Paladin. But oh my gosh, there's more Onagers here. There's more trebuchets as well. How many more can he take out? That'd be really insane. He's going to take one more. He's taking 2 total now. And oh my word! Oh my gosh! That's insane. He's continuing to take him out because there's only longbowmen there. He's taking out like 15 trebuchets. That is insane. How do you leave trebuchets unguarded like that? Here we have heavy camels. And you know, just pushing these Paladin back. What were the Paladin not doing here? I have no clue. That was like Rock Lee, dude. That was kind of on you, to be honest with you. No communication on that side. Push continuing to come here. Paladin in for Slipknot. He is getting some more numbers now. Is continuing to make them. Does have fully upgraded now. Really, really nice to see that. But the push is continuing to come in on this side, and it's really been an exciting game thus far. I see the numbers of the Elite Conquistadors. I see the numbers of Paladin, and I think that they should be able to push this one back, but for some reason the production from CSE 8 and El Clan Alive is too strong. Here we have a good push on this side. Of course, the Camels going to need to have really good engagements with these Paladins, but avoid these elite Longbowmen. It's going to be hard to do that with the range they have, and at forward castle as well, FA7. Now, keep in mind, guys, at this point in the game, these guys are getting out their trade. They have quite a bit of it, so if you can raid the trade, it'd be really nice. And in comes Rock Lee. Looks like he's sending a raid. As I say that, not planned at all. And he's going to send the raid, so I'll try and pay attention to that one. And you know, if he's going to do some damage on the trade, that'd be really nice to see for his team. But he's going to just instead attack the economy, and I think that's still a wise choice. Eco's obviously what is holding this defense together for his enemy, but you know, trade would be really nice as well. Maybe trade is a little bit more important later in the game, of course, but nice push here. Treb's raining down upon these elite conquistadors, but Paladin coming in with the elite conquistadors behind, they were able to push this back quite a little bit. And if they can take these trebuchets out, take these bombard cannons out, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to stay in that fight, I don't think. There's a lot of trebuchets in there. There are a lot of halbs as well, and the halbs almost fully upgraded now as well. Still has some Paladin in here. Still has Paladin running around back in this direction. Lots of units here, I would say. For Impaled Christ, he's gone heavy Cav Archer, not fully upgraded just yet. He has heavy Camels, not fully upgraded just yet. But his unit choice is quite diverse. And, you know, that very well may help him hold on this side, because they need to hold on, of course. Now, I think, honestly, that the Saracens and the Celts should be holding on to this side quite easily. I think they should be doing a good job of that. Well, guys, lots of villagers going down here. You know, Silent Pickley is not noticing the raiding that is happening, so this is automatically justified. You know, automatically justified sending those units in from Rock Lee. And good Onager shot there from Silent Pickley, even though he's being raided. You know, he seems to be doing some damage on the front, but this is not good. Not good. I mean, his villager count is just slowly lowering, and he needs those villagers. Now, again, I feel like this right side should be won by the team on the upper left side of the map, while down here, it should, you know, well, I honestly think both sides should be won by the upper left side of the map. But it's not happening right now. Goth's really pushing strong, and, you know, Vikings really pushing strong. Lots of Trebs. The Siege has really done a whole lot of ground pushing, but we have some Bombard Towers coming up, which is going to try and slow things down. I think that's a good move, but it's a desperate move now. It wasn't like a precursor to any action. It was last minute, and if it's last minute like that, if you don't have any control, you could just lose him as you put him up. El Clan Alive, really strong with these arm blasts. Of course, he's been pushing the strongest on this side. I will say, back on this side, possibly going to be a huge Onager shot. Wow, huge Onagers. Siege Onagers are so strong against Longbowmen. Longbowmen need to utilize their range, and they're not doing that just there. And almost the entire army going down. And, yeah, I mean, just a couple Siege Onagers there, wiping out the almost entire army of FA7. And do we still have the raiding going on? The raiding is still happening, guys. The villager count just a moment ago was at like 140 for Silent Pickley, and he's losing villagers. You should not be losing villagers at the pocket position. It looks like camels are now being sent back, and looks like he's possibly noticing this now as well. Just insane, just insane. Very smart from Rock Lee to push in there on Silent Pickley like that. Now, we have Siege Rams coming in from the Saracen player. We also have Halbs being created from the Celts player on this side. Very nice move. Of course, these heavy Cav Archers also very strong. And lots of siege being sent out here. I don't think that's the wisest decision. You know, these Longbowmen are in range of that. There's Paladin here as well. They're obviously going to try and focus down this castle, it looks like, but I don't know if that's the wisest decision. The Paladin can certainly focus that down. And looks like the Paladin are actually retreating. They did very well, maybe able to get a couple shots. Very nice. Now, back on this side. Yeah, buildings being created. A lot of ground. This is where the push initially started. A lot of ground has been pushed with CSE 8 and L-Clan alive. Again, Rams now coming in, taking out these bombard towers, which he said kind of a little late, I feel, from Mars, who's really struggling right now. I'm not seeing any military from him. In fact, his military is only at 17. Really weak. There's a lot of villagers over here as well, which are now exposed. And you know, with the Halb mix in here, with the Huskarls, and also the Arbalest behind, I think this is really nice to take on these Paladin with the Vikings and the Goths here. Also, these Bombard Towers going down on this side, so I feel like this is really, really strong. I feel like what is needed here is some gunpowder from these guys, and actually we're already seeing it from Mars. So Mars, really nice to switch into gunpowder, and that's going to counter the Halb, that's going to counter the Huskarls, and it's not going to do a whole awful job against the Arbalest, so the Arbalest will have a little bit of an edge. Now, here we have, it's been pushed back a little bit by Impaled Christ and Silent Piglee. They haven't done too bad. Again, this is what's left of the raid. Actually, there's 2 units. I just can't find the other one. Where is it? I can't figure out how to get to it. Like, I can see when I pressed the hotkey to the units I had hotkeyed, which was the initial raid, I can find this unit. What the other unit is spread out. You can see below here on the bottom, there's 2 of them. Very low HP, but the raiding, not doing all that much now. Longbowmen are going to take out any trebuchets. I think now is when we need to see a lot of siege to take out these longbowmen, but it's going to be very hard. Longbowmen are at the critical range they need. Halb coming in from the Celts, going to do a good job, along with these camels, of course, to take out these Paladin. And though the longbows can take out the Halbs, it's not going to be not going to be quick enough, I don't think. And of course, the Cab Archers are behind as well. Interested to see if these Onager shots are going to be big enough. Onagers obviously going to need to get a decent amount of range there, and going to be focused down from the Paladin as well. So obviously, Onager's a pretty expensive unit. Don't want that to be wasted. Down on this side, push continuing, but we do have a lot of hand cannons. Losing another castle is Mars. Lost quite a bit. Look at the bombard cannons from CSE 8. He had quite a slow start in comparison to L-Clan Alive, but he has quite a few now, and sending more villagers here as well. I'm interested to see what he's going to do. He's going to get a castle up there, and very nice push from L-Clan Alive and CSE 8. I'm liking the push. It's been very strong. These hand cannons still outmassed. There are, of course, some elite conquistadors in there as well. And when this castle goes up, it's going to push these hand cannons back. Back on this side. I mean, this trap kind of in a tough spot. This bombard cannon in a tough spot because outranged by these, well, actually similar range to the bombard cannon do these elite longbowmen of FA7. So, trap going to go down. I think the ram choice from Saracens and the Celts now is really, really smart to deal with these longbowmen. You got to get rams as a meat shield, since even some onagers in behind. That'll be really, really nice. Now, FA7's building some onagers as well, but it's mainly now longbowmen. Big shot there, at least 10 going down. And that's what you need. You just need to get lucky almost. Get some good shots in. There's one going down. See, it wasn't as fortuitous. And just look at this. It's just holding on this side. Just holding on. It's not looking the greatest on this side. We almost need some siege, and the Teutons should be supplying that siege, you would think. You know, some heavy Scorpions would do a great job against these Halbs, and you know, a siege onager or 2 could clean up this entire army from the Arbalest from El Clan Alive. But lots of trebs from El Clan Alive, taking out everything here. We have some Rams coming in as well. It's been a really nice push. Lots of raiding here from the Huskarls as well. It's been played really, really nicely from the team on the bottom right. And I will say I do like what's happening here from Impaled Christ and Silent Pickley on this side. But they're throwing away bombard cannons there. They gotta remember these elite longbowmen are very strong. So not sure that they're being a little bit wasteful. A little bit wasteful for sure. In comes a Siege Onager. He's not only gonna have time for one shot. Taking 3 out. Not sure if that trade was worth it. I think elite longbowmen cost like, actually I'm not sure the actual cost, but I think a Siege Onager costs more than 3 elite longbowmen. But the push is just continuing here. And you gotta think, I want you guys to hold on, of course, because this game is going to provide something special for you. But you gotta think that some things are going to have to change for the team in the top left. Because if it doesn't change, this push is going to eventually finish the game on this bottom side. And so far, we haven't seen anything. But there's a Siege Onager. Finally, the Teutons has supplied us with the Siege Onager. Didn't land anything with that one. But it looks as though he's going to be making some siege, and I'm really, really happy with that. We have a couple siege workshops here. I still think they should go with ranged units now. I don't think Paladin is the smartest choice. I think they should go hand cannons, Paladins, maybe a couple of them, but I mean, why not go just full hand cannon skirm? I think that would be a really nice mix against these civilizations. And of course, siege as well. I don't know. Here we go. A couple onagers here from the Britain player, taking out the onagers. The Siege Onager from Silent Pickley. And, you know, I will say Rockley has done a good job with his Paladins of just picking off onagers of the enemy. He's just run in, lost a couple Paladin while he's at it, and done a good job. And he very well may see his bombard cannon here and do the same. Like, there we go. He's going to run in, pick it off, and that's it. Might run over there, get that Siege Onager as well. And, like, he's just been doing that an awful lot. Meanwhile, you know, he's been really wasting a lot of enemy resources doing that. So I think that's kind of smart. Onager shots aren't going to be near as strong as Siege Onager shots, but they're still going to be pretty strong against heavy cav archers. Still going to be pretty strong against even Mamelukes. So missing there, a bit unfortunate, but I think that's a decent move, especially in defense for this Britain player, FA7. But I still think Impaled Christ is a very strong player here. I think he has a lot of his sleeve to hold on this side. Over on this side, though, is kind of where these guys need to hold on. It looks like Paladins are going to continue to be created from Slipknot. There is a Siege Onager. Remember, no Siege Onager for El Clan Alive or CSE 8. And if they can get a big hit on those, wow, huge hit on those Arbalests, and that's what they needed. That's what they needed. They just need 1 or 2, and then another hit to take out an Onager there. Very nice. Very nice trade. And that's why they need some Siege Onagers out on the side. And I think with a couple Siege Onager shots, they could turn this around and stop this push. Lots of trebs here. Lots of trebs. We have 9 trebs total here. 3 here, 3 here, 3 here from El Clan Alive. Back on this side, it looks like the push is kind of stopped. Another Siege Onager sniped from Rock Lee, who is pretty much been doing that all game. And a huge Onager shot there. I say huge, but only 2 going down. But still, nonetheless, very nice push on this side, I would say, from FA7 and Rock Lee. Rock Lee has just been fun to watch. Here's been a very fun push to watch, though. We have Paladin coming in, and the hand cannon's now behind. Remember, the hand cannons are going to shred any halberdier. They're going to shred any Huskarls. And this is going to be a really strong engagement. Remember, there's a lot of trebs here from El Clan Alive. And if they lose the trebs, it's not going to be good. I think that Slipknot should kind of take a page out of Rock Lee's book and start taking out trebs. I also think that, you know, we should have the Spanish player making some siege rams. He's not doing it. Siege rams would be really, really huge as a meat shield of some type. but it looks like that was still a very nice fight for them. Gonna get a bombard cannon. There is Slipknot, and still very nice. Like I said, I'm still liking that they were able to make the switch into hand cannons, siege onagers, and hold on for them. Now, elite Mamelukes coming in, you know, regular onager shots do a really good job against elite Mamelukes. The heavy cav archers do a much better job at taking those shots. At least from what I have seen, I don't have any like statistical defense upgrade knowledge to back that up. We're seeing the heavy scorpions here. Heavy scorpions, if they can get some good shots on fast archers like this, or in this case elite longbowman with 6 plus 6 range, it'll be very nice for him. But we have 7 range only on the heavy scorps, so it's going to be hard. So push back slowly coming, but check this out. We have these rams here right next to the bombard cannons. If focused down, they could easily focus down these bombard cannons. Not doing so just yet. There we go. There's, looks like it's gonna focus down and lose some bombard cannons. They need some rams of their own. Lots of bombard cannons coming out, and losing one of them at least. But they're holding on now. They made a switch. They've done a good job, and we're past an hour here, and we're getting to the point where you guys should say, okay, why did T90 show me this game? Why is it a classic? Well, we're getting there, okay? So, just hold on a minute longer and you'll figure it out. So the switch into Hussar has come in for Impaled Christ, leading the score for his team, and it looks like they have a decent amount of army on this side. But guys, this is really important. Lots of siege rams, again, going to be really good as a meat shield against a Britain player, who I'm surprised doesn't have any counter siege of his own right now, doesn't have any real halberdier out. They're not even fully upgraded. He does have like 2 of them out at the moment. But with the amount of siege here, with the amount of siege rams, I think they can make a push here and push this back. They just have to deal with the paladin, really. And the paladins have just been picking off their siege all game. Here, on this side, we're not exactly losing ground anymore. Again, a bombard cannon possibly going to go down to a ram there. But they're not exactly losing that much ground. They've kind of been stalemated here for a while. A little bit of raiding happening here every once in a while. But looks like they can hold on. I will say Mars only has 15 military right now. He's really letting his team down. He needs to get his military production up. In comes some siege onagers, though. This is what we want to pay attention to see if they can get some good shots. Are they going to focus down the Trebs? Are they going to focus down the Arbalest? Can they focus down both? Are they going to have the time to? It doesn't look like they're going to have the time to, but they did get one Trebuchet, and the other one on 9 HP there. Back on this side, still, Rams weren't able to do all that much. Bombard cannon being thrown away, and trying to get that castle, and it did get the castle. That's why it was thrown in there. That was very, very nice. Trying to get the castle before it was repaired. We're seeing the heavy scorp choice from the Persian player now, and still very, very interesting developments on this side. I feel like we have a lot of units. We don't have a lot of heavy siege that can deal with these cav archers. Cav archers fully upgraded right now. We have the elite Mamelukes as well, very strong. And then of course we have some siege and bombard cannons behind it. And if they can get in here with a couple of rams and then come in behind, I think they'll be strong. But back here, it's not looking good. I said a moment ago they were holding on, but it's not looking all that good. I'm going to speed it up just a moment. Like, they're losing, again, more bombard towers. Lots of Arbalest here. Lots of bombard cannons. And, you know, the production just isn't here from Mars and Slipknot. And because of that, they're being pushed back even more. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So, get the amount of... There's a lot of bombard cannons there, guys. You know, If the Paladins could focus 1 or 2 of them down, it'd be really nice. Not enough Paladins, it looks like they're going to try and retreat. Look at this, they're going to be able to one-shot this Bombard Towers, one-shot buildings, and they just have to defend their siege and push on in. Back on this side, heavy Scorps are there. They're nothing compared to the heavy Scorps of the Celts, but nonetheless, they're very strong. And here it is. We have L-Clan Live building a wonder. So, as you can imagine, I wouldn't be showing you this game if it wasn't on standard victory. So, if this was on Conquest, then that wonder wouldn't mean a thing. But it's not, and we have L-Clan Alive building a wonder. So, I didn't watch anything from this point, but I know that the ending was pretty spectacular with this. So we'll see what happens. Now, push continuing here. Lots of Siege Onagers on this side. If they could get a couple Siege Onager shots on these Bombard Cannons, oh my word, getting 4 of them there was huge. Possibly going to be able to get more here. Oh my gosh, there's 7 of them there. I can't contain my excitement. It's insane. I don't know the noises to make when I see these things. It's like, what's happening? But yeah, so 8 of them. We were just saying how important those Bombard Cannons were, and they're just gone in an instant because of Siege Onagers. Heavy Siege is just so crazy. It changes the game so much. We've seen a lot of huge shots, and here is a nice push. Where are the Longbowmen for FA7? I'm not seeing any of them now. We have lots of units, lots of siege here from Silent Pickly and Impaled Christ, and they're kind of pushing in, but they need to take out the castles. If they take out the castles, they could really gain some ground. I do like, look at this building wall. This building wall, lots of castles here. It's going to take a lot of time to go down. Wonder though, not yet up. We're about halfway there, and then we'll have the countdown. But lots of Trebs from L-Clan Alive right now. Guys, Paladin gonna come in and try and snipe them. One's gonna go down for sure. Is it gonna be worth losing all these Paladin? I'm not sure. So of course we have Rams coming in here as well. Hand Cannons coming in behind. Hand Cannons gonna be very strong behind. We have, of course, Siege here from Silent Pickly. He's the only one making heavy Scorpions on the team right now. Very strong Scorps. Gonna deal with these Arbalests as well. Lots of Trebs gonna go down here. We have 3 so far. Certainly think there's gonna be more of them. You gotta deal with these Rams though, because the Bombard Towers do not do a lot of damage on Rams. But they're getting more Trebs, and this has been a really nice engagement, because they can even push in and get these Trebs as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Back on this side, we have more Rams coming in. Look at the amount of fire these Rams are taking from these Scorpions, from these Elite Longbowmen, which have now been masked from FA7. But it's kind of nuts, this entire game, the amount of action. Now, where is this? What's going on over here? Looks like all the Trebs have been lost here. I mean, there's no way they could have retreated in that time. So we had about 7 or 8 Trebs lost from L-Clan Alive. Absolutely insane. You gotta figure how much that costs. 200 wood, 200 gold. And that's not the first time we've seen someone lose, like, more than half a dozen Trebs. But look at the positioning for like Slipknot Blood's team, Mars team, Impaled Christ team on this side. They're not in the worst position once again. Lots of elite Kongs coming out. Lots of hand cannons. And for the first time, Mars is nearing in on 60 military. Slipknot is only on 30. He's nearing 40, but they're still in a good position because, of course, we have some siege behind. We have some heavy Scorps, and I feel like this is a very strong hold right now. They need to push back. This entire game, they haven't pushed back. They've just held, and it's kind of what we're seeing right now. Now, we are seeing some elite Wood Warriors. I mentioned them earlier in the game, but the closer they get to these Longbowmen, they're just going to go down. It's kind of sad. They're a great unit, but, you know, when you have the Celts in this situation, you're probably just going to want to go siege. It's amazing these Cav Archers have really stayed alive so long. I'm not even seeing them to be continued production from Impaled Christ. I'm not seeing it. But he's been very strong, making siege rams here, making some bombard cannons as well. This stable even being repaired from Rocklee, which is interesting. On this side, this push is real right now. They are definitely pushing back. Siege rams finally coming out, and you know, this wonder, it's up now. So look at the count on the top right. We have 333 years, 332 years. I'm not going to count down the entire way, but they have to push now, guys. Like, it's like someone kicked them in the butt and it's like, you're fat, you got to work out. Well, now it's like, hey, you're going to lose because a wonder is going to defeat you. You have, you know, to push this now because you don't have the time. So they're now doing it, and they're doing it wonderfully, I will say. I mean, CSE ain't only on 37 military. He's trying to produce out of all his buildings. And then of course, we have Elk Clan Alive. He's only on 29, and he's been the strongest person in this game. Quite a contrast, and I gotta say, I'm quite surprised as well. Now, back on this side, lots of Scorpions. Scorpion's gonna be really, really strong, but of course the Onager is gonna try and get some good shots in, and if they can get a good enough shots, they could really turn it around. And I think they did just there. They killed over 3/4 of the Scorpions. And not to mention, another huge Onager shot, and one more. Another one as well. Wow. You know, the Siege Onagers have not disappointed in this game. And everyone loves some good Siege Onager shots every once in a while. Gotta be really frustrating to play against, but it's fun to watch. So, the push is happening. The wonder is at 311 years. And is there gonna be any walling preparation? Well, Elk Clan Alive is starting to wall it up. And I'm wondering if he's going to... I'm going to pay attention to Elk Clan Alive now. I'm going to see if he's going to get Fortified Wall. Because if he gets Fortified Wall, I'd just laugh. Because he's pretty much, like, really scared. You know, that bad things are going to happen to this wonder. And, of course, he can win the game with that wonder. But it's just funny. Because you'd think he would try and win this on land now. But he's losing it on land now. He was winning on land before he built the wonder. And guys, one thing that I'm overlooking is the amount of resources you kind of use to build the wonder. It's I could be wrong, but I think it's 1,000 of everything. 1,000 of food, wood, gold, and stone. I'm for sure it's 1,000 wood, gold, and stone. I'm not sure about the food, but anyway. I think that FA and FA Rocklee, I've just been holding on this side. I mean, I feel like Impaled Christ and Silent Pickley could have really pushed. They could have really done a good job, but all these castles they're having a hard time pushing in all these castles. And saying that, FA has just built another one there, which is going to pose a lot of problems. These Mamelukes are going to go down so fast, as Airfire, everything involved here is just going to take them out so quickly, and it's not good to lose them, of course. More Cav Archers are being created. Very nice. I think the Cav Archers have certainly fared well. Back on this side, Rams coming in, and you know, Elk Clan Alive has really, like, Alive has had nothing except his own Rams, maybe, or a couple Onagers, to deal with these siege Rams. Like, he's making a couple pikes every now and then, but he's mainly going Arbalest. That's like the downside of having the Vikings in this late game scenario. So it's looking grim on this side. Are they starting a wall here? No, that's still their own wall. You know, Paladin really messing up here for Slipknot Blood. They could possibly get in here on this side. We have yet to see Fortified Wall come in as well. That would be hilarious, like I said. Now, back on this side, lots of Siege Onagers here, and all they have to really do is just defend these Bombard Cannons for now. They defend the Bombard Cannons for now. they should be completely fine in taking this castle out. Now that's really what they should do the whole way in. Defend it, push in with the siege onagers to take out any units, use these cav archers to take out any paladin, and wondering if the siege onagers are going to last getting in there. They're going to get another shot or two. Looks like they will, and they're not getting all that bad of shots either. They're taking out half the army, and they're going to continue to push in. They just don't care, and getting some really nice shots. Back on this side, not looking the best for El Clan Alive. Not looking the best for Alive. He has the Wonder at 262 years right now, and you know, he has a lot of pressure coming at him. Again, his military is at 51. CSE 8 is at 58. They still have a fair amount of units out, but they're losing ground. And looks like Rock Lee has been continually trying to take out these siege onagers the entire game. And he's not doing all that bad. He might get one or two. But I don't know if it's worth throwing away Paladin like time after time. Because if he masses them, he can actually take a good fight to his enemy, as opposed to just throwing units away. I did see some raiding going down in here earlier, and Pale Christ has done a really good job of mopping up the raiding with his heavy camels. Down on this side, these scorpions are going to be so strong. Just watch all these units, which are very clumped together. They're going to go down so quickly, and really nice. I'm liking the fact that Silent Pickly is sending some siege over to help, because neither of these guys have really used much siege. We've seen a siege onager from Slipknot, but really hasn't been all that strong. And I'm liking all of this on this side. Remember, they've had the motivation from the Wonder, and guys, it's at 242 years, so 100 years has passed. They've traveled from here to here. They have to travel to here, so that's like, I think that's like, they're gonna be close. Like they have to travel within a trebuchet's range. So it's gonna be really interesting, because of course if they travel to like this location, it's game over if there's no Wonder. But if they if the Wonder's still there, then you know, it's game over on the other side of things. So we will see. El Clan Alive creating lots of Arbalest right now. It's actually not. He seems to be quite dormant on the Arbalest production. There we go. Now it's giving them. I always catch players on off times. But this push has been very solid. Very solid. Elite Kongs coming in. Mars, lots of military here. Lots of Rams. Very, very important for him to do that. Onagers coming out from El Clan Alive, and I think that's smart. That's going to help deal with these Rams. Rams of his own wouldn't help either. But guys, this is just not being held. This is not being held at all. And they're not going to be able to hold on too long here. Mars is going to continue to make more Rams here and just take all these buildings out. And, you know, El Clan Alive and CSE Ain are just getting cleaned up. Just getting cleaned up. Well, on this side, they're just continuing to hold. In fact, I'm not really sure. Possibly lost all of those cav archers that were here just a moment ago to the Pale Christ, because he's only on 21 military. More Paladin coming in from Rock Lee. Didn't really do all that much. Of course, these Alps, and of course, these heavy scorpions very strong. But, like, this hold here from FA7, this hold from Rock Lee, they're doing their job. They're doing quite a fine job at holding. I don't think, on the flip side as well, I don't think that we're going to see, like, FA7 or Rock Lee push on in here. It's going to be hard for them to do so. I feel like the units they have to use in the elite longbowmen against siege onagers and the paladin against the elite mamelukes and camels, it's going to be hard for them to gain much ground. So it's kind of all down on this side. You know, I will say there's not a lot of hand cannons here, which was really turning the tide against these halberdier, and not seeing these hand cannons, it's kind of a big deal for the push on Mars' team. and we should still be seeing it. He is continuing to make them, it looks like, but slowly. He doesn't have production. He's going to make more archer ranges. And, you know, for now, these guys sending a little bit of tribute to each other. You can see I'm on Clan Alive's point of view. So, you know, he is receiving a little bit of tribute in wood and different resources. But getting to the point where I'm going to speed up a little bit, see what happens. Back on this location, you know, lots of cav archers coming back out now. Again, they've been doing fairly well. I can't say they're doing awful. I think the Mamluks and Camels are still going to be a little bit stronger against Paladin. And now we're seeing some Paladin from Mars on this side. And I don't know. I don't know about Mars sending Paladin over. I feel like Mars should focus everything on here. If anything, I feel like, you know, possibly Silent Pick Lee should be the one focusing back over on this side to help out, which he is a little bit. But I feel like that should be the focus because they're closer to the Wonder. But, you know, their point of view isn't necessarily like mine is. They very well may not be aware of everything that's behind here. So we will see. There's a Siege Onager. Is going to get a good shot in. Decent shots, not that great, and it looks like CSE ain't. And Clan Alive continuing to hold on here. So I got it. There's the fortified wall. Clan Alive. That's just awesome, man. I'm loving the fact he did that. He could probably do with a couple extra lumber camps now, but I'm loving the fact he did that. I'm loving that fact because, like, it just, I don't know, it just makes me laugh that he went for the fortified wall. So the Wonder's been up for half its lifetime now, if it does finish this game, and I'm going to speed it up just a little bit longer, just a little bit here. As this game progresses, because it's been quite a long game, guys. We're at an hour and 25 minutes. So, if you speak other languages than English, they are talking in the chat. They very well may be saying, "Wow, you're a noob because you had to make a Wonder." But fair play for them for doing that. I think fair play. I don't know. I can't blame them. I would be angry. Like, if they made the Wonder and I was on, like, Silent Pick Lee's and Mars teams, if not Dale Grace, but I would also, like, not blame these guys for making the Wonder because they're civs, you know? They're not all that strong. But lots of Bombard cans coming in. Look at the amount of Bombard cans coming in. This is an awful lot, guys. And there's got to be about 10 of them there for Rock Lee. And he certainly wants to make a push with them. He doesn't want to lose them. He could kill a lot of units there as well from range. Back on this side. Finally, more hand cannons coming out. You know, you got to think if Mars was able to keep his production of the hand cannons, this push would have gone a little bit more successfully. Hasn't really happened. And, of course, there's Onagers from Clan Alive posing a bit of a threat to the hand cannons as well. And CSE 8 has a lot of Huskarls, which aren't bad against hand cannons either. Though the hand cannons certainly do have a bonus against infantry. If they get in close, they can, like, 3-shot or one or 2-shot a Huskarl. As you can see, Huskarl not even taking a shot there, so it didn't really prove my point. Now, Bombard cannons over on this side. Continue to take a shot. There is a Siege Onager shot and gotta be 2 down there. And Siege Onagers are just so very strong because they have a wide attack radius. And can you imagine this game without Siege Onagers? I think Siege Onagers are. I think Siege Onagers just mix things up quite a bit. The creators of this game are very, very interesting. And oh my gosh, guys. Check this out. Okay, so I'm not sure the path he took. This is the path that he took. So we have Slipknot Blood cutting his way through here. He has Bombard cannons here. And he's gonna try and cut through. Clan Alive can see this. The Wonder's at 123 years, and he's gonna cut through. And this is gonna be the focus of my attention right now. Because he's gonna get through. You know, Clan Alive, he's gonna build. This is hilarious. He's gonna build a castle. And you know, I'm interested, so interested to see how this is gonna turn out, because there's no support here, guys. I was gonna say, if something can get to the base here and take out these units, it'd be really strong. We haven't seen anything. That is a lot of bombard cannons, and the siege onager again. It needs to. I don't know what it needs to do. All I know is that anything can kill these bombard cannons and this siege onager right now. And siege onager taking out that onager there, which could have had some good shots in the bombard cannon. If these bombard cannons could take out the castle, it's gonna focus on the. It looks like it's gonna focus on the Wonder. Wall's being deleted so it can repair the Wonder. Shoot the Wonder. I don't know if it's gonna go down. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. There's still like 8 to 10 of them left. And oh, come on. If that onager shot can keep, yeah, I think. Oh, oh my gosh, I can't even think. Clan Alive couldn't repair it. He ran out of stone. So that was epic. That was epic. That was so awesome. So now the game, like, you know, can't be ended with the Wonder. So that was so epic. That was amazing. That was, I have no words for that. But now Clan Alive is gonna send some units through here. That was awesome. That was well worth the wait. You know, had Clan Alive had some stone, bought some stone, he probably could have repaired it. That was insane. Back on this side, guys, it's just still a stalemate, you know, and more castles have gone down, it looks like. So very nice for Impaled Christ and Silent Pig Lead for them to be able to hold on here. And I'm wondering if anyone else is going to build a Wonder. I'm wondering if anyone else is going to build a Wonder. I did not think a siege onager would cut like that. That was so awesome. But the push is happening here. This could be, like, the trade is not far away. You get to the trade, it's over. Get Paladin down here right now, and it's over. And this is a really strong push. We have bombard cannons coming in. Bombard cannons going to be able to take out the castle. There's not many castles on this side for Clan Alive and CSE AIM. And this is, that move probably could have turned things around, because obviously they weren't going to get to the Wonder. So I was just very confused, you know, on how the Wonder was going to go down if it went down, and I'm still a little awestruck. Looks like a little bit of fishing is going to actually happen from Clan Alive. Now he can get through. And wow, that needs to go on like a short clip and upload it somewhere. That was pretty insane. Anyway, so Rams pushing it, guys. You know, let it be known to you that if a raiding party of any ranged unit came through here, if there was like a Mongols or a Mines player in this game, which there's not, they could just stand on the trade and just own everything. But, you know, it's not likely that these hand cannons are going to be able to just stand on a trade line and actually get there. So, you know, trade line's probably safe for now. Back on this side, still a very nice hold, you would think, from Impaled Christ and from silent pickly. Like, it's not all that bad. I mean, they have the camels taking out these Paladin pretty nicely. They're not losing all that much ground. They've been here for quite a while after they pushed back. And it looks as though, oh, he's getting cannon galleons here as well. You know, El Clan alive, I was wondering if he was going to fish, but I guess he has enough farms up at this point. Makes sense, he's not going to need the food anyway because he's making a lot of arbs. Also making some more trade carts. But he's going to go cannon galleons. But what's the point of cannon galleons? What is he going to have access to? I guess he thinks he's going to have access to the wood lines. But I don't know. He's losing the land. And if he loses the land, that's never good. In fact, it's GG if he loses the land. So, down here, still, trade's still safe. And he's going to build some siege workshops down there. But he's going to lose castles here in a moment. And he starts losing the castles. That's when trouble comes in. Siege onagers going to be coming in as well from both Silent Pickly and Slipknot Blood. Going to come in and support. I'm really impressed that these Cav Archers have fared so well. Cav Archers, obviously, against like these Britain Longbowmen and Paladin, usually not the best, but the Camels really doing the bulk of the work, you would think, for Imperial Price. It's notable at this point that Mars has over 500 kills more than deaths, which is completely insane and a better ratio than anybody else. And I'm guessing because he has the hand cannon versus like Halbs mainly and Pikemen on this side. Very nice ratio. Again, now is the time for these Paladins to push in my opinion. Push into the base of the castle, or even push into the eco and the trade. If they were to do that, I think it would be a really bad thing for El Clan Alive's team, but he is going to push out these cannon galleons. And if this game was much longer, then I think that it would be a good move to do that. So I think getting the early water control is certainly nice. Now, castle's going down. We have some bombard cannons behind shooting. We have a ram or two that was at the base, but we have some traps as well. And we'll see. We will see. Back on this side, again, Cav Archers not that strong against the Paladin, and now we have Huskarls here on this side as well. Some good onager shots on this Huskarls, I will say. But these Mamelukes, decent against the Huskarls, good against Paladin. We need some more mass of them, but it looks like for now, FA7 and Rock Lee has pushed this one back for the time being. They haven't lost any other castles in the last couple minutes here. And, you know, they gained a little bit more ground back for themselves, which is very nice. This is the bad part, though. We have lots of Scorpions here, able to deal with any Paladin or any Halberdier that come in from Gothware. And obviously, that's going to be a unit of choice versus these Paladins, because the Vikings can't get help. Also, they're not too shabby versus Arbalest either, which is the unit of choice for El Clan Alive. El Clan Alive has very little in the way of resource or units right now. And this push, this could be it. This could be the game. It could be the very end. Had that wonder stayed up, that majestic cut, that would have been nice. And we have another wonder built. I didn't even notice it was going up. So we have another wonder there from FA7. And you gotta think, while that happens, like when you kill the enemy's wonder and you know someone can win with the wonder, why don't you build your own? But it hasn't happened. So nonetheless, the enemy making another wonder, but I think this time it's a little too late. 350 years is a little bit too long right now. You know, this side is being held quite nicely, and That's all they need to do on this side is hold, really. Trebuchet is getting 2 kills on the bombard cannons there. And, you know, bombard cannons are not cheap. This side, again, trade soon going to be a real worry. Lots of scorps, lots of bombard towers as well. And quick little speed up of things as the halbs come in. And let's see how these halbs fare. There's a couple hand cannons, but a lot of scorpions, and they're going to be gone in the blink of an eye. It really will be. You're not going to see too much action in this battle because, you know, they don't have all that much lifespan against those scorpions. Here though, these bombard cannons doing a decent job against the Trebs. Trebuchet is going to fire down a bunch at the bombard cannons now. But I'm liking the push here from Broccoli. I'm liking the push here from FA7. But I don't think they're going to get anywhere. Again, they're kind of out-civved. they're kind of out-civved, really. And down goes bombard cannons. So back on this side, again, under some real pressure. We got Siege taking out their buildings. Remember, not so long ago, they were all the way back here. And interested to see if the Wonder actually isn't blocking any trade. That would really, really suck. But now, another interesting thing is that these guys are going to have to go this entire way to get this Wonder. But you gotta think by the time they get like down here, it's gonna be over because they're gonna get the trade. You gotta see how these guys play it out. They might just like heavy wall the Wonder and go insane because they haven't. Like, that's a lifeline, right? So I am gonna speed it up though. I mean, this has been quite a long game. We are gonna just watch the carnage unfold, and we will see what happens. I'm assuming there's gonna be some more Wonder-related events here. So, seeing as this is a classic based on those things, I don't want to leave you guys hanging too long. Looks like this castle's finally going to go down. Back on this side, push is continuing quite strong as well. Not looking the best. Now, they are fortified walling this Wonder, which leads me to believe they really want to win this game with a Wonder victory. I mean, they put an hour and 45 minutes of game time into this match. So, it makes sense that they would want to win. It makes sense they wouldn't want to roll over too slowly. Back on this side, decent Onager shots there from El Clan Alive. Game's getting a little jerky as I speed it up and there's a lot of stuff going on. However, Mars, very strong. 800 more kills at this point than deaths. Very, very strong. And he's bringing in some Paladin as well. We have not seen these markets rated at all. And very, very frustrating, actually. So, there's talk of GG. There's a little bit of talk of GG in the chat. So, with 272 years yet, you gotta think. I mean, that's a lot of walling, but bombard cannons are going to be able to shoot over that. Let's take a quick look at FA7. I'm kind of interested to see what his precautions are going to be here. He has a lot of stone. I guess he could continue walling that. But down here, you know, the push is just going to continue. TSE ain't saying a moment ago we can't stop them if it's GG. And I kind of agree with him. Like I said, if you lose the trade, if you lose all your gold production at this point in the game, there's no gold left in the map and it's over. So, unless you toss everything you have back into this area, start like holding a front and just making trash to hold for another 250 years. Well, of course your allies do that over here against some formal opposition. It's going to be really hard. I don't know. I mean, look at the resources that FA7 has. He has 15k gold. So, just noticing that now, of course I don't really have the spectator dashboard working because it's quite an old game. He could certainly lend some of that gold to his allies. But, for now, the trade is going to be raided shortly. We have some Paladin in the trade, but you almost need ranged units to do any real damage. So, they need to bide their time if they're going to win this with Wonder. They really do. You know, the military for CSE 8 is 3. Or at least it was a moment ago. He's going to make halves right here. But, I mean, these hand cannons can easily melt those halves. And it's going to be really rough for him. In the trade is Mars. Mars is going to see the trade here and light it up in a second. He has the visibility up because he has a Paladin right there. And they're just taking their good old time because they know they have it. Now, on this side, huge push as well. These Cav Archers going to come in, the Siege is going to come in. It really looks like the firm control for Impaled Christ, which is nearing 50k score, and Mars, of course, as well. And this is the point where do you delete your markets? Do you try and save your trade cards? Are you going to be able to trade anymore? Are they going to try and build trade back here? What's the plan? Because if these markets stay up, looks like a market has been deleted. Because if the markets stay up, those guys are going to keep trying to run to the ally market, and you're going to lose a lot of trade. Halp's going to try and pick off some bombard cannons. Aren't really being well kept right now. In fact, a lot of these units aren't really being well kept right now. But should be okay. This trade, really the focus. CSE 8's not deleting his market. He has a lot of trade cards. All these guys do. And let's take a look at the Wonder real quick. Look at the Wonder. You know, I gotta figure this range out for these bombard tower stuff. Remember, FA7 has a ton, an absolute ton of gold, and he's continuing to buy stone right now. So he's going to continue to wall it, but at the same time, as these trade cards are just, that's a lot. But he's going to continue to wall it, but at the same time, they can't just roll over, because if they do, that wall is going to be all for naught. So back on this side, lots of Paladin and lots of units in all together. And these hand cannons probably going to move on once they realize the trade is gone. Push is continuing on. And villager-wise right now, for CSE 8, he's at 84. He's the only one below 100. So it's not the best. Back on this side, the push is coming in as well, which is going to make things really interesting, like I said, because this wall is happening. It's completely insane around this Wonder. And I just don't know what the range is going to be on these bombard towers and on the siege. You know, FA7 has a lot of wood. He could task all his wood villagers to walling this up if he needed to. But we will see. At this point, guys, I think we know that the game is over. On the land. Like, it's over. The only thing that can decide this game is the Wonder. So we're going to speed it up. Trade carts. Have you ever seen so many trade carts in one spot? I'm not sure. Castle's finally going down here. And, you know, they need to bide their time. They have to decide if they're going to run their units back. What they're going to do. It's at 185 years right now. But that's enough walling. That's a lot of walling. And, you know, figuring out this wall, we're going to take a quick look at the point of view of one of, like, Impaled Christ, for example. And they can see the Wonder is completely walled in this massive stone wall. And they have got to be like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? But, you know, it's happened. It's happened, so we'll see. Push is coming in though. You know, 170 years, closing in on it now. A lot of military units for the enemy. And again, that's quite insane. Never seen anything like that. Possibly could wall up on this side as well, because I think units could reach on this side. I almost wanted to see it successful, but we haven't seen it successful just yet. Now, pushing on this side, it's really, really strong. I mean, they're walling up all along this front. Trade carts are going there. That's not the best, but it's happening. We actually gonna have some cav archers right there. It's really, really funny. Gonna be able to pick up some trade carts, pick off some villagers. Trade carts, of course, more important. And they're sending everything back to the Wonder. It looks like most things back to the Wonder, because back here, everything is getting steamrolled. So they're at 151 years. They just have to defend these walls. And again, FA7 has a lot of stone. He should really be walling this side as well. Yeah, I think he's going to get on that for sure. But more walls, the better with this tactic. And they're losing everything, everywhere. The game is over on the land. Lots of bombard cannons. That's a lot of siege to take out, take out this Wonder. But that's a lot of walling too. Like, that's going to take a lengthy amount of time to get in. So I'm not sure. I still, as you can see, FA7 killing some idle villagers there, and some of them happen to be here. But, Clan Alive sending stone in right now, so he can continue to wall this. But this side is not walled. Like, that's really not good. We will see. I feel like they should just mass buildings all over this area. Just build like barracks and archery ranges. Build everything they can. Do whatever you can. Obviously, they're doing that right now. They walled on this side a little bit. Push is coming in, though. Their walling is not going to be enough. Like, that's only 2-layered in certain places. But this is absolutely insane. Like, many of these guys, Rockley is only on 39 vills. CSE is at 22 vills. Clan Alive is at 44 vills. FA7 is the only one on a fair amount of villagers. And he's just going to continue to make mass walls. He has a lot of trade carts there as well. And guys, it's nearing 100 years. But that is a lot of bombard cannons. I don't know what you want more in this situation. If you want rams, or if you if you want rams, or if you want bombard cannons. But this is gonna be pretty insane. Quite insane. And we're gonna have units coming in on this side. A couple bombard cannons. I don't think most of them. I mean, again, they're going to be attacking from this side. They're not going to get in with 2 bombard cannons in 100 years. It's 97 years now. Look at the walling. This is a lot of walling. I think they could do it. And if they could take, especially if they can get some units out here and take some bombard cannons, that'd be really helpful. But this, I can't even talk about it. I just gotta watch, I guess. Kinda nuts. That's, like, this is a lot of wall. Lot of wall here. Have to get through here. Then gotta get through here. But this is my worry on this right-hand side. I don't think that's enough wall to delay bombard cannons. Remember, a Wonder can go down pretty quickly. It's only 5,000 HP. And so there's a lot of paladin there. And now the Wonder is almost completely surrounded. 70, closing it on 70 years now. Villagers just stuck to repair the walls, I guess. I don't know. And switch to the point of view of the enemy. And they can see that the Wonder's way back there. They can see, this is incredible, they can see all these walls. So, they've come on in. The Wonder has been, like, walled again as they surrendered they were going to lose. CSE ain't is actually, I believe, either been wiped off the map. I believe, yeah, CSE ain't is actually resigned. But here we have it, 58 years, and they have nothing to really take out these bombard cannons. Bombard cannons not taking out the walls though, but are they going to be able to take it out? 50 years is a bit of time. They have to focus down, they have to control these bombard towers, they have to control the siege now. All they need is a siege. You will lose if the Wonder stands for 50 more years. Getting some rams in here, throwing everything they have here, but look at the walling. That is insane. They almost have to go up to here, I believe. FA7 building another Wonder. I'm not sure, quite sure where that one's located. Building another Wonder back there. Okay. Not sure about that. You're definitely not gonna have that one stand for 300 years. But Impaled Christ, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing with your bombard cannons? And okay, scared me for a second. One was destroyed. He destroyed that one. But what? I don't know what he's doing. He needs to get in. He needs to get in now. But they're not really getting through. It's at 39 years, 38 years now. The Wonder still stands. Remember, they have completely... They've wiped one... They've killed one player. They've wiped the entire enemy off the map, with the exception of all this stone. And deleting some from the back here so we can repair as well. Very smart. Very smart. But I think it's gonna stand. I think it's definitely gonna stand. I don't want it to stand, but I think it's gonna stand. Impaled Christ cannot control his bombard cannons for the life of him, and I think it's gonna stand. Like, there's no one's getting in at all, and they're sending some rams in here. This seems to be the area they're attacking. I thought they were gonna go in this direction. They're gonna attack right here, but they have to go a long way. They have to go a long way. 26 years. 25 years now. For some reason the wall's right here being attacked. And, well, are they gonna get through? I think if they had 40 more years, they would do it. But in the midst of defeat, they're losing the trade and losing an ally. I think FA7 is gonna pull this one. You'll see bombard cannons are of course firing here. Again, Impaled Christ not really helping out with that. He's not really firing in the right spots, it doesn't look like. I don't think they're gonna have enough time. They're certainly not gonna have enough time to get through there. Rams. No way, can that Treb aim? Can that Treb hit that? Treb can hit that. Bombard cannons can probably hit it too. No, the Treb the Treb has more range. It's at 10 years. It's being repaired. They need trebuchets. Trebs of course have more range. They need to open up more range here for the bombard cannons. It's being repaired. If it wasn't being repaired, they're trying to open up some more location here for the bombard cannons. 5 years. And it's still only on 4,000 HP. The 3 years, 2 years, couple Trebs there. More Trebs coming in. It's at 1 year though, and I think the repair is going to do it. Wow. That was quite insane. That was quite insane. Had they shown a little bit more foresight, I wouldn't have thought of it, but had they shown a little bit more foresight and thought, hey, trebuchets have 16 range versus my bombard cannons only have 12 plus 1 range, then maybe, well, they probably would have done it because these trebuchets were all the way up here. But wow. Two interesting